Your theories are the worst kind of popular tripe, your methods are sloppy, and your conclusions are highly questionable.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into some Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. I am getting ready to pick up where I left off. I took a night off of streaming. I apologize if you were out there looking for me on Thursday. I got a new computer, and so I'm really pumped about that. It should improve my streaming in terms of the latency. Now, this game isn't known for latency, but I really want to put it out at 1080p so that when I have it zoomed in like this, the quality of the tiles looks less blurry and junky. So the main thing I want to draw your attention to is I have zoomed in the map, the stats, the inventory, and the text. The mini-map over here on the right is simply left as normal, but everything else is kind of zoomed in. Now, what this does is it removes some visibility. Like, you don't get to see the entire map that's around my character in terms of the fog of war, but I figured that that was a pretty good sacrifice for you being able to see better what's around me, you being able to read the text, and then you being able to see my inventory and my stats. Because at its essence, what is Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup? Dungeon Crawl is a turn-based roguelike, and in every single turn, you're making a decision on what resources do I have at my availability that can help me solve the puzzle that the game is presenting. And so you need to be able to see all of the items that I have in my inventory, all of my abilities that I can call upon, my current hit points, my stats, and the text that the game is displaying. So all of these things have to be factored into the equation of, what is going on here and how can we escape this, or how can we win, all right? So, with that out of the way, the last thing we did was pick up the Gossamer Rune of Zot. So we've got our first rune here. I think there's I feel like there's some kind of way that I'm not recalling it right now. I'll have to bring it up. But there's some way for us to see. Oh, okay, yeah. When I bring up the push shift 5 and throw down the key here, you can see that I have 1 out of 15 runes. The Gossamer Rune. Okay, so I've got the Gossamer Rune, and that's a beautiful thing. So let's go ahead and move on. We were pretty strong here. We're at 19th level. Buns the Bludgeoner is getting ready to bloody everything. And remember, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push Shift G to search for the branches of the dungeon that I've discovered that I can go to. Now, I've cleared the lair at this point. The Orcish mines are clear. The first level of the Elven Halls. I haven't touched the slime pits. Slime pits are what I would consider to be extended, aka beyond a 3-rune victory. I don't know if I've actually expanded on this, and I really should have. It's kind of embarrassing, but we just got our first rune, so this is time to talk about this. How do you win this damn game? To win this game, you need the Orb of Zot. You have to go through the dungeon, get the orb, and then run back out of the dungeon with the orb and escape from one of the portals that's available to you on the first floor of the dungeon. That's the exit. Sometimes there's multiple exits, or at least there used to be. In this current playthrough, there was only one, but that's where we're at. One exit. Now, you need to have at least 3 runes to be able to access Zot's orb. So once you have 3 runes, you can try to make a stab at it and get the orb itself and try to escape. Now, there's actually up to 15 runes to get. So what that means is you have some choices on which 3 runes you want to get, and generally when you're first starting out at this game, you want to go for the easiest runes that you can possibly come across. And so we'll kind of continue talking about that, but it's based on your gear, your build, your comfort, and the branch itself. So I'm not too pleased about having to go to the spider's nest for my first rune, but really it was my best option. And it wasn't that hard because I grinded up so that when I did get here, I was okay. Now, if you want to get beyond 3 runes and get a bigger victory, that's what we call kind of like extended, I suppose. Now, I might be getting the terminology wrong with some people, but what I think of is like if you want to extend the run and you want to go for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 or more runes, you're kind of like really trying to poop on Zod and show him up and get the highest score you can possibly get. And that's what you do when you want to really beat the game hard. 15 runes is, at least in my conception, considered a complete victory. You've got all the runes. It doesn't necessarily mean that you've been everywhere in the dungeon, that you've beat all of the named monsters and, you know, you're a completionist, but you did get all the runes, and you escaped and you won, which is completely badass. There's other things you can do. You can go through a ziggurat, you can, scum out all the monsters that are possible to scum, etc., etc. But for me, 15 runes is the penultimate. So that's extended. We don't really have to worry about that right now. As a matter of fact, even getting your first rune is a cause for celebration. Again, let me say this. When I first came across this game, and my buddy introduced it to me, it took me, I think, a year to beat it. Alright, a year of me and my brother and my friends just trying, and then some people had beaten it and some hadn't, and just talking to each other and trying to get the secrets of the game so that we can make progress. And so don't be hard on yourself if, you die very early in this game. Now, things have changed in certain regards to when I first started playing, but for the most part, it's still extremely difficult, and you should be proud of even getting a rune. Hell, you should be proud of getting to the Ecumenical Temple. That's your first goal, in my opinion. Now, thinking about the branches that I have at my disposal, I kind of want to go to the vaults, okay? You can see the vaults here. The reason I couldn't go to the vaults before was because that the vaults require 1 rune to access. Now I have a rune, now I can go there. Now the vaults get really, really hard as you get deeper, but the first floor I should be okay. And really at this point in the game, you're kind of just bouncing around from branch to branch until you get enough gear and experience that you can take another rune. And you chip away, being as safe as you can, avoiding any kind of massive disaster. Alright, so what are we going to do? That's right. What we're going to do is go to the vaults. And so you push Shift G, you push capital V, and you push Enter, and he automatically, or she, or whomever, tries to make a path to the vaults, okay? And so he's running. He'll stop. Your character will stop when they get hungry, and here I am at the vaults. Okay. So I've gone down into the vaults. So what do I see? A beautiful screen. Okay. Let's go ahead and open the door, shall we? All right. Wand of Flame. Okay. Wand of Flame pretty much sucks, by the way. You can right-click on... Oh, that's not the right wand. Here it is. On the wand to get some information about it. But for the most part, it's casting Flame, which is a pretty low-level spell. However, this is still useful for tagging an enemy from far away to kind of pull them to you, so you don't have to walk into a room and aggro a bunch of people. Now, here is the vaults for you, alright, everybody? The vaults. The vaults are really quite difficult, full of primarily melee-based things, although when you get deeper, you start to see dragons and other extremely difficult titans. But for now, I've got a Yaktar, an Iron Brand Convoker, and let me kind of check out. This guy looked like a Vault Guardian type dude, but now I'm not sure. And so I'm going to right click him just to see what the hell he's all about. All right. Okay. So here's what's wrong with this guy. All right. This is his power, which sucks. Word of recall. All right. So if you look at his description, you'll see that he's a this is a case where I'm gonna need to turn off the zoom so you can actually get the full box. I'm gonna have to keep playing around with this to get the best picture. But anyway, this guy can summon other monsters from the dungeon. He's not summoning summoned creatures that are temporary and yield no experience and won't follow you upstairs. He is summoning actual monsters from this dungeon that will follow me upstairs, that are not temporary, okay? And so because of that, we need to be very, very careful. All right, and kill this guy first if possible, because he's going to just try to bring as many people as he can. Now, let's look at this. It's his word of recall. Recalls intelligent allies from elsewhere after a short delay. So he kind of like teleports them, and it's going to take a few turns for them to get here. He also just happens to have a great mace that he can wallop us with. And he has Might Other, which says significantly increases in nearby allies dealt damage and melee. So he's going to buff people and summon people. He's a big jerk that we need to try to take out as quickly as we can. All right, so I'm going to regenerate, and I'm going to start swinging. He's buffed people already, okay? I'm going to bring in a brother. I failed to use my ability. I'm going to try it again. And I brought in an ogre who's going to help out. Okay, now, the good thing is, my ogre immediately went berserk and ran up to fight this centaur warrior, okay? Because this jerk came over here and started to flank me. I'm in actually a really, really nice diagonal cranny position here, where, remember, you can step through this. This is a diagonal step that you can make. People can shoot through this. They have line of sight through this, so it might be misleading. You might think that these are contiguous, but they're not. So anyway, now that I have eyes on this Iron Brand Convoker, I need to take him down right away, and I did. And so I'm going to keep chopping and just see how this goes. First, I was fighting this spider, alright? But then this slime came up here. Again, please, for the love of God, let me remind you, slimes can escalate so fast and hit you so hard, you want to take them down as fast as you can, alright? And so, that's my advice anyway. Now, the wolf spider is actually not too bad. You know, whatever. But I'm near starving. And so while I have this weaker enemy in front of me, alright, I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat a ration just in case I need to go berserk. Because remember, if you're near starving, you cannot go berserk, alright? So, let's take a look at actually what happened here. Where does it cut off for you? Let me turn off the let me turn the character zoom back on. So that kind of actually zooms that back in. But let me turn the text zoom off just for a moment so you can see the bottom of this. I went to eat and I blocked both of his attacks. So I was like block with my shield while I was, chowing down on my loaf of bread. Pretty amusing stuff. Anyway, let me get out of this and get back into the action. So I kind of want my ogre to get involved here for the few remaining turns that he might have, just to soak up some damage. I'm going to step up and step over here and then let my ogre fight. And he died instantly to this Yaktar captain, which is fine. This Hornet man needs to die. I'm going to regenerate again. Okay. And so now that I was able to take those guys out, it's time to go out of here. Okay? Remember, where the God's name did that guy come from? Did he come from outside and came in? I don't know. Anyway, that guy just appeared there. But the idea is you want to clear out a little bit of a really hard place like the vaults, because there's those convokers that can summon people. Things can surge on you and get out of control. Sorry, I'm chatting with one of the devs of the game really fast. All right. I was in the Discord there chatting with one of the people who are in charge of developing and maintaining the game, and I was just kind of like seeing if there was anything else I could do to help spread the word about this game, because I think it's awesome. I'm just going to keep playing it and see if I can tempt more people into this. I've already, if you check out the YouTube chat or comment sections on the videos, I've already had a few people get addicted because of this, and that's just what happens. Fading at the Edge is a guy who is a regular in the chat here. Introduced me to this game years and years ago. And I haven't looked back since. Alright. So. There's elves down there. Did you see them? And they were shooting at me. So, really, it's again, stare dance, step out. Elves are jerks because they're going to shoot at me. I'm just going to push S. Ooh. Yeah, did you see that? And actually, I don't even really need to zoom in here in this situation. Ah, man, that looks ugly. Sorry. Let me figure out. I keep. Oh no, I didn't actually want to move. I wanted to click on this window. I keep having to resize everything. Is this from the text window? Yeah, it's too big. Okay. There. Okay. There we go. I'm trying to make this look somewhat attractive. Please, I apologize for this. It's just kind of like growing pains. But if you could, in the comments or message me on Discord, Twitter, Reddit, any of the social media, hundreds of applications that you somehow have to use to get me information about what you think on the view, like what I should do, if this is a good idea, if this sucks. I mean, I can always just go back to, eliminating all of this stuff. Hey, it's my buddy Fading. What's up, man? Hey, I was just asking the people, but if you could tell me, I've zoomed in all different portions of the screen. What do you think about this? It sacrifices some visibility, but I tried to make the text bigger, the inventory bigger, the stats bigger. Cool. That's what I thought. I just, because as I was saying before, people need to know what your options are at any given time. And so if you can't see the screen, you don't know like what wands I have in my bag, or what stats might be drained, or what abilities I have, or what the text box says. So I really need to kind of like try to put forth as much info as I can. Alright, so... Oh, we got a summon situation. Does anybody want to come in? Anybody? Yeah, this guy does. Alright. Hey, don't do that. That's just mean. Alright. So since you were here last time, got a little thing I like to call first rune with this run. So we got the Gossamer rune, and now we can go into the vaults and just kind of mess around. Yeah. I don't know if I've actually ever made it this far with a human before. I hate human as a class. It's just so underwhelming. But I've always wanted to get a victory with one, so I kind of just started my game with one. I don't know what your feelings are on human. What? Yeah, the ghost moth, I was trying to explain that. It just can send any enemy berserk. It's such a nightmare. Nah, but the creme de la creme in the spider's nest was that I found a large shield and a bunch of scrolls of enchant armor, and so I was able to block most of the orbs of destruction that came my way from the orb spiders. So it really wasn't that bad. And I don't know if this is true or not, but I feel like they toned down Emperor Scorpions a little bit. I feel like they were harder, and I don't know if that's an artifact of the fact that it seems like that they have removed, like, remember how you could get further levels of poisoning, like red levels of poisoning? Is there just a flat poison now? Because I think that, like, the Emperor Scorpion used to be able to stack so much poison on you. That's true, I am strong. I don't know. Maybe it's that. What? This wind drake blew me backward. Did you see that? I've got a scarf that protects me against gales. This guy is blowing me back. Look at this guy. Well, it's time for some acid. They foolishly stepped in a line. An acid line. So I'm using my wand of acid here. And acid sprays through. So if you can get a whole bunch of guys in the line, much like electricity does. And, okay, I already killed the guy in the back. And let's just step in and blow this guy away. Oh, he begins deflecting missiles. Guess what, dude? Oh, actually, Fading, you didn't see this either. Look at this amulet I got. +4 amulet of reflection. Along with my large shield. Very, very nice. Just blocking it all. So anyway, I'm going to chop that guy up so I can eat him. Oh, God. Look at this disaster. All right, bird people. Harpies. All right, I'm just going to stare dance these harpies. Oh, no, there's some vault guy blocking the door. Okay, so this is something that this enemy here called the Vault Warden. Oh, you can't see this. Let me make it like this so you can see it temporarily. You right click again just to see what people do, because this could be a situation in the game where you're playing and you're like, what the hell is happening? Why are the doors green? Why can't I go up the stairs? If you're wondering in the vaults who the hell is doing this to you, it is this guy, the Vault Warden. He is able to seal nearby doors and staircases to prevent people from escaping alive. You know, what an asshole. All right, so this guy has got to go. And there's 2 of them. All right, now luckily, I'm not in the worst situation. I'm drained, which kind of sucks, and I can't. My positioning blows, and this ogre mage. Can she send me to the abyss? What you got on you? What you got on you? I'm just going to pray that she can't send me to the abyss. Because I don't really want to go to the abyss right now. I'll explain the abyss if we ever get sent there. But it's just a place that is not friendly. Alright. So, I'm in kind of an annoying spot here. So I'm going to summon a brother in arms. And I'm going to start pounding. I'm going to go berserk, actually. And I'm going to start pounding this warden here. And see if this opens the door. It does. And so I'm going to go up the steps. I'm going to stair dance whilst berserk. Just to get the hell out of there. And minimize the amount of people. And you also see that while... yeah, you're right. It might just be the named Ogre Mage that can send you to the Abyss and not that one. I didn't see it on its list of abilities, but I ain't gonna put that past anybody. Now, unfortunately, when I go down into the vaults, you'll see that the staircase is wide open. All 9 tiles, or 8 tiles around the square of the staircase are exposed, so it's a really, really bad spot. But if I come up, there's only 3 tiles that enemies can be on. And so remember, if there were enemies on all of these tiles and I stair danced up and they came with me, they would like populate behind here in different squares, but they wouldn't be able to hit me in terms of adjacency. So this really protects me. So I'm going to use this to my advantage as much as possible. Now I'm full up. I'm not hungry. I'm pretty good, so I'm going to go back down here. And we've got another... Man, immediately I got drained with this great mace of draining from this vault warden. Thanks a lot. Alright, I'm just going to go berserk immediately to take care of this vault warden because I need to be able to escape. Alright. I'm out. I did it. I'm going to chop him up and just go up the steps and just rest until I'm full up and my berserk debuffs and slow are gone. And then we go back in. Alright. Ooh. War Axe of Distortion. Did they change the Distortion brand at all? Let me just see. Yeah, it's still the same. So, distortion stuff is something you have to make a decision on for yourself if you want to use it. I generally don't ever use this. It's something that I think it can just, like, send people into the abyss sometimes, which is hilarious, but if you want to take one of these weapons off, I think it hurts you and teleports you or does something really crappy that you don't want. And so, I don't mess with them. But if you're early on and you don't have a weapon with a brand and you get one, it can help you. It can just like teleport somebody to a different place. But I don't know. I like to just kill people if I can. Alright. So I ain't picking it up. I don't need it anyway. It's an axe. How seriously am I drained? Remember, if you get drained, what you do is you push M, okay? And you bring up your skills. And your skills are in magenta when they are drained. And you just push shift underscore and you can see what your skills were. So for example, like my maces and flails at normal level are 18.7, but they've been drained down to 18.1. So, you know, not massive, but annoying. And so to get rid of the drain, if you're ever wondering, like, what the hell is going on? Why am I drained? You need to get experience. All right? So let's get some experience. Let's kill some people. Chop you up. Okay. Here's a dragon. It's an acid dragon. I could go ahead and throw on my ring of acid resistance against this guy, but he sucks, so I'm not going to worry too much. Or I'm sorry, resist corrosion. I'm just going to step down to limit his line of sight so that he has to get here before he can see me. I'm going to push S to wait. I'm going to push S to wait, S to wait, and then he comes up, and I'm just going to step up. And instead of shooting at me, he decided to step in, which is fantastic. I'm going to bop him with my weapon. Just, you know, just as a reminder, in case you forgot, look at my armor class. It's blue because I am using a +9 flail of protection. And so once you swing it in melee, it gives you a buff of +7 to your armor class, which is immense. So I'm tough, and I beat that guy. And let's just keep exploring. This is some kind of wraith. It doesn't look like he has any special abilities. Oh, but it can drain speed. I'm just swinging at him. And again, if you check the text here, my gold dragon scales prevented me from hitting the wraith. And so if I look at my skills, my armor still isn't high enough. But that's, first of all, okay, because gold dragon scales are so pimped. There's never a reason once you get your armor to a reasonable level not to wear them. The resistances alone are insane. But they're one of the heaviest armors in the game. I think they're the second heaviest behind Crystal. But anyway, you've got to have outrageous armor skill because of its heaviness and strength to not have that happen every once in a while. So that's just a problem that I deal with it. All right, so it's another Iron Brand Convoker. All right, remember, this is the guy that teleports people in, so we need to step in and blow this guy as fast as possible. These kinds of dudes, the Iron Brand Convoker and the Vault Guardian, I think they're specific to the Vault. Maybe the Convoker can pop in other places, but they're Vault dudes. Now, what sucks about them is that they're using two-handed weapons. Two-handed weapons in the hands of enemies are super annoying because they are devastating, and they don't care that it sacrifices their defense because all they're looking for is one good hit on you to soften you up for the rest of the people. Who's this human? Oh, it's a shapeshifter. Okay. So, there's some good stuff behind that door. I like that. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to see what happens. Go in here. Oh, orcish wizard. Funny. Okay. We got some orcs in here. Funny. I'm just going to blow these guys away with holding down the tab button. Orcs are a welcome sight in the vaults. Like, if you see orcs in the vaults, it's your best day. Huh. So, I can't get to these. Like, you can see through them. There must be some kind of staircase that I can come up to get into this room, perhaps. Alright. So I'll have to dream of getting that wand some other day. Not really that huge of a deal. Anyway, we got an orc knight. Let's bash this guy. Oh, unseen horror. Well, good thing I still have my ring of see invisible on, so I can just embarrass this guy. Oh, okay, it's an ice dragon. So ice dragon is difficult, but I have some ice resistance. Oh, he dropped his scales for me. How nice. How nice. Let's take a look at how good his scales are. Their base armor rating 9. All right. and they give you cold resist, but they make you more susceptible to fire. So, again, you know, it's one of those things that's like, it's good if that's all you've got, but I'm in gold draggy. I don't need no non-gold draggy. Ooh. Alright, this just got a little bit more complicated. So, whenever situations escalate, more enemies come on the screen, you look for the best position for yourself, and for me, it's right here in this area. Somebody could come up from this way here, but I'm not worried about that right now. I'm just going to blast this Wraith. This guy has to die, this Guardian. Oh, Ironheart Preserver. Oh, okay, I mistook him for a Vault Guardian. What's this guy on about? Oh, sorry, I have to keep remembering to toggle this so that you can see it. A towering, muscular figure. Capable of safeguarding its allies by selflessly accepting a portion of the injuries inflicted upon them. Oh yeah, this guy's a real jerk. There's a lot of guys in here that... This is one of the main, like, big things that kills you in Dungeon Crawl, is just not knowing what the hell enemies do. And you learn the hard way. You'll just like, WTF, like, why am I dead? What happened? Oh, I thought I was killing the guy in front of me. And then, nope, Ironheart Preserver was taking some of the damage and made it so you couldn't kill it. And the glass cannon you thought would be easy stays up for an extra hit and aces you. So he has this ability here called Injury Bond. And so he can bind to a nearby ally and redirect half of any damage they suffer to the caster to himself. And he can heal. Only himself, but still, like, it's just an extra reservoir of hit points he's giving some harder enemy, which I don't want to have anything to do with. Luckily, I don't have to worry about it right now because he's the guy I'm fighting, so he's not soaking up damage for anybody. This Manticore is actually a shapeshifter, and he's a Lindworm. So he's got fire breath, and he's just otherwise tough. Does a lot of damage, but fine. To be honest, I'm just glad that it wasn't actually a Manticore, because Manticore have this ability that's super annoying called barbs, where it's like they put these barbs on you. They wrap you in, you know, barbed wire or something, and if you try to move, you just take damage, so you have to kind of really sit on the square you're in, and then more and more enemies come, and you're like, what the hell, I want to be able to move, and you can't. Alright, so is this a preserver? Yeah, it is. That's a shame. Alright, luckily these guys suck. This guy is scary, this guy's annoying, so we're going to step back into this passageway, and I'm going to use my Trog's Hand ability by pushing A to open up my God abilities, then using Trog's Hand, and this gives me regen, which I don't need just yet, but I might. And then, more importantly, magic resistance, so if that Ogre Mage tries to do anything saucy, I'm good to go. Alright, so the Ironheart Preserver has taken the bait. You see me, I step back there to get somebody to walk into the entryway so I could get them. I don't want to... It's tempting, you know, when the enemies were here, and here, to just step into the door and then start fighting, but then you're getting hit by 3 people. Remember, step back, so you're only getting hit by 1 asshole at a time. Bash, bash, bash. You're dead. Trog loves it. Trog, like, he's so happy whenever you kill anyone who uses magic, because he's like, you know, me Trog, me not understand magic. Me go berserk. Which I'm totally cool with, by the way. Oh, okay, this is this guy in a nutshell. He got his kind of like summon allies thing off, and now look, I was just fighting him solo, and now I'm in a big cloud of shit. This Boggart has to go down immediately. This Vault Sentinel is probably next. Let me see what he's on about. He alerts its fellows to the presence of intruders. He marks intruders, making them unable to hide from pursuit. Oh, okay, yeah, he does this thing where he marks you, and then, like, everyone knows where the hell you are, and so they come after you. There's no, like, secrets anymore. Everyone is on you. So, I'm going to go berserk and kill the boggart as fast as I can. Okay, good. So now he can't, all of his summoned dudes are just gone. You saw all those enemies back here. They're just disappeared when he died. Now, let me show you my, oh, crap. I need to make this window bigger. I'm just learning as I go. I apologize. I need to make my stats window bigger so you can see my debuffs. You can't see them right now. Let me scroll this down so you can see these, all right? There we go. How's that look? Better. Okay, so I'm very hungry, all right, which, you know, is a problem. I'm also berserk, which is good. And then the red is the big debuff. I've been marked, all right? I'm not too concerned about that right now. I'm going to go ahead and use my... okay, I can't use anything else because I'm berserk. I'm going to kill this guy, and I'm killing both of the Convokers so they can't summon any more enemies. I'm going to kill the Yaktar so that I can back into this little alcove and fight people one at a time, alright? And I'm still berserk. Let me just show you something about the business of being berserk. So I'm going to click on the text box. At any time, if you want to know more about what the hell's going on, you can click on the text box and scroll back. And the game is so awesome that it actually keeps the text from the very first moment of the game when you booted it up. So how awesome is that? You can go back to the very first thing. Nothing is lost. Anyway, I just wanted to draw your attention to the fact that, let me see if I can get to it. I'm going to have to turn off the text zoom so you can, read it. Here we go. I'm looking for it saying, I feel a strong urge to attack something. Do I see that here? No, not yet. Okay. So, when your berserk is about to wear off, sometimes it'll tell you, like, hey, you feel a strong urge to attack something. And luckily for me, I'm in a spot where I can just attack things. Now, I've lost my berserk, which blows, alright? But these enemies aren't too hard, so I should be okay. I'm going to push A, I'm going to push B to get my regen on. I'm going to step back and just fight these guys one at a time. Oh, crap. Okay. Another boggart came in because I'm marked. Remember, I'm marked, so they all know where I'm at, so they're going to just kind of like pile on. This is a situation where I don't use the minimap much, but I do want to just illustrate that on the minimap over here, if you're ever concerned, like you don't know where the hell, and you just want a quick snapshot of where a staircase is, this is the staircase that in yellow on the minimap, okay? And you actually can't see it because I'm zoomed in, so if I take away my character zoom, now you can see the cursor is on the staircase up here. Cool thing about the minimap, if you move your cursor on the minimap, it actually moves the cursor on the game map as well. So you can see me moving it in both places. I mean, this is just such a well-programmed, awesome game. It's just really, really hard to argue with how fantastic this game is. And all of the quality of life things that they have built in. Okay. So, I need to take some of these dudes down, alright? The boggarts coming in are serious problems. I'm going to zoom back in so you can see it, alright? And I'm going to shoot my wand of acid, which will go through all of these people, okay? And whenever the game has to display more text than it can, it uses the last line of the text box, which is generally blank, and it's going to say more. Now, you can't see that unless I take this off. You can see the little, like, teal writing there. Anyway, that means a lot of shit's going down. A lot of things are happening. And for me, that's great, because what's happening is I killed one of the boggarts, all right? So, let's read the text. The bolt of acid hit the orc knight. He gets splashed with acid. He's dead. And let me, if I take away my inventory... Oh, no, you still can't see it. Let me make my text box wider so you can actually see this. If I were to take off the inventory zoom just to show you. Normally the text doesn't go so long, but it does sometimes. And so let me turn this off. Now you can see he got splashed with acid and he's dead. Trog accepts the kill. The bolt of acid hits the orc knight and he's severely wounded. And then it hits the boggart and he's dead. So one boggart already down. All right, so that's an amazing result. So I'm going to push enter to keep the text going. All right, and then I'm actually going to just wait. All right, and I'm going to eat. Okay. And you're like, why the hell did you eat? You can get hit while you're eating. Yes, I can, but I needed to eat. I had to eat, actually, so that I can go berserk or use Trog abilities if I need to. Now, it's time to use some more acid, and I'm going to use it this way. We killed the boggart, and that's really all I care about, is killing the boggart. Any wand that you have that can go through people is fantastic for situations like this where there's a cock blocker in front. All right, so this is really, really good. We've killed the next boggart and the Yaktar captain. All right, so oh shit. Okay. This is getting much worse, though, unfortunately. My hit points are fine. This is awful, okay? A Sphinx is one of the worst enemies for me to see. Now, you might ask why. It doesn't look that bad. It just, you know, it's a fearsome hybrid with a woman's head. That's disturbing enough, all right? The lion's body and the wings of an eagle. I mean, what kind of, like, you know, Island of... I mean, this predates Island of Dr. Moreau, but this is like a hodgepodge nightmare. The thing that makes him a nightmare is ability E, smiting. Okay, smiting ignores my armor and my shield and just hits me hard. It's the bane of many melee casters. Smiting, torment, and hellfire are the things that you want to cower before if you are a melee person. Also, about those things, they don't care that all of these guys are blocking line of sight. It ignores that. It's just, you know, it comes down from above. It's like they're God's hand reaching down and just smacking me in the face. So I'm going to use my Wand of Acid again and just hit the Sphinx. Now, just showing you, you can play around with where you want to target with the wand to see what line this will take. Like, for example, if I target this Deep Elf Mage, it's going to hit the 3 guys in front of me. That's why the yellow squares. And then it's going to hit this Deep Elf Knight and the Deep Elf Mage. That's more enemies. That's great. But no, I need the Sphinx dead as fast as possible. I'm going to summon a guy. I summoned an ogre. All right. I don't really know if that did anything valuable or not. Now, let me explain that some of my wands, like this Wand of Ice Blast, if I were to use it, it's kind of like a fireball. It hits a square and then it makes a explosion in all of the areas around it. I'll show you. And so if I used it on the horn, I would hit myself. All right. Maybe if You know, there are circumstances where you have to do something like that, but this is not one of them. I'm just going to continue to use this wand of acid, all right, and see if I can kill any of these things. I mean, I don't know if the Sphinx is just immune to acid or something, but it doesn't seem to be hitting it. Let me click on the ability here. Yeah, it just doesn't seem to hit the Sphinx. Like, it doesn't even show that it's touching him. That's fine. Whatever. Alright, so let's just keep killing everything here. Oh, okay. So so it doesn't hit everybody in the line that it shows? Oh, maybe it's just blast, blast, blast. Like, maybe this graphic is showing me lightning does. Lightning goes through everything anyway. Oh, no. Okay. More stuff to tell you about. There is a floating eye right here. He is another nightmare that you don't want to ever have anything to do with. I can't move right now because of him. Floating eye. All right, let me right-click, take off the zoom. He has this paralysis gaze that does not require a line of fire. So he can just be back in the back and then paralyze you, and then you're just sitting there with your junk in the wind getting wailed on. So I have... Oh gosh, yes, yes! Oh my goodness. You know what? This is karma. Okay, this is... Fading has just pointed out that I can evoke my lightning rod. I totally forgot. I also can evoke my lamp of fire. Will blast fire through these guys too. Yeah, I've been zapping boggarts. I'm marked, so I keep bringing dudes upon me. No, this is... The reason I said this is karma is because I zoomed in the inventory screen. Fading could easily see that I had a lightning rod, and he was able to contribute to save me. This is what I want everybody in chat to be doing. Please, for the love of God, save my life. Tell me when Buns can do something like this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is evoke my lightning rod, and it shows me the line that I can draw, and I'm going to hit this boggart and the floating eye, all right? Let's see. Yeah, okay. Man, the game is sweet. Okay, so Fading was right. My wand of acid wasn't making it through all of the guys. But as he said, lightning does. And it shows you. It hits this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Hence the explosions, all right? Now, it killed... No, it didn't kill the boggart. He must have stepped out of view because there's a whole bunch of summoned jerks here, but I'm going to keep using this thing. And remember, the wand of lightning gets stronger as you go. So I'm going to get the Sphinx because the Sphinx can smite me, and I don't want that happening, okay? And I'm going to get the lightning on the boggart again. Okay, we killed the Orc Knight, which, who cares? The boggart's still there. I've got one charge left, which is my strongest charge. We hurt the Sphinx pretty good here. The Ironheart Preserver is dead, so he's not going to be absorbing damage for anybody anymore. Alright, so I'm going to use my regeneration Trog's Hand ability again. I'm just going to swing now. I'm going to evoke my Lamp of Fire and put it on all of these guys. So the Lamp of Fire also makes a huge line, and I think it leaves fire on the square, which just hits these guys over time. So they're just standing in flames and getting blasted. So My evocation items are unbelievable, which is why, again, as a, melee person of Trog, you need to train evocations so that you can use... Yeah, the fire lamp, it only has one charge, which sucks, but it's so strong otherwise. Anyway, train up your evocations, people. Take it from me. Okay, oh my god. You know what's hilarious about this? Like this, I should probably make this a highlight or something like that, but I've been in this dire situation where I've been marked this entire time, and I've also had convokers that summoned like a bunch of dudes around me, and yet I don't think I've taken more than 3 damage. It's been scary, but luckily that Sphinx didn't smite me, and the Boggart summons were always cock-blocked by the guy in front and couldn't really do much. So these guys, the AI won't actively step into the fire, so I can just, I'm going to eat, all right? I'm going to eat a piece of flesh while I can. Oh, look at this. Fading is coming up clutch, man. I should be throwing this guy some kitty treats. He is just, yes, he's reminding me that I was just like not stepping into the fire because I didn't want to take damage. But because I have my Scarf of Clouds, let's see how much I actually take. 0. 0. It's cloud damage, and so, nope, doesn't hurt me. Man. I don't know if you guys remember, but, no, he's trying to mark me again. Whatever, dude. Mark me all you want. I think I've killed everybody on the floor because of your previous mark. Nope. Alright. These guys are not hard. So, I mean, not for me. Alright. Time to get out. Okay. Let's rest until the mark wears off. Because of, you mean the Wand of Cold is safe because it does cloud damage? Is that what you mean? I don't know. That might very well be the case. Oh, also, how is this stream delay fading? Is it better at all? Or not really? Test it somewhere safe. Okay, sure, I'll test it right here. Is the chat... Is that normal? Should it be instantaneous, or is that reasonable? I only ask because I could go down to 720. It just... The tiles, when I've zoomed in, they don't look quite as good at 720 as they do at 1020. Or 1080. And I did like an internet test, and my upload and download speeds are really good. So, anyway, I'm gonna test. I'm gonna test the wall. I'm right here. All right, and so luckily, cool. I will keep this. Yeah, it looks pretty crisp, like the 1080. I kind of like it. I wonder if my scrolling background is slowing me down, but it's a fun effect to have going on. Anyway, the game is trying to help you sometimes, right? And it says, exactly. It's telling me, hey, do you really want to do this? So it won't let you do something totally stupid sometimes. And so you have to push capital Y to do it. And I still took damage. So it does cold damage. And it doesn't leave a lingering cloud. So that's Ice Blast explained for us, at least. Alright. Let's move along. See who we've gotten here. Woo! Man, who just crunched me? That simulacrum did all that damage to me? Jesus. I don't like seeing myself that hurt. Oh. Oh my god, I forgot about that. Hilarious. Okay, so I wonder why I just moved right there. You see this dispersal trap up here. If an enemy steps on this, it affects you. So they can wreck you by stepping on this. Like, you get into your prime position, and then they step on this crap, and it moves you. Fanny, do you remember, does this have a chance to move enemies, or just the player character? Anyway, I'm stepping back. I'm going to bring these guys, these ugly things, into this room here. Just to sort of... Oh, finally. Trog has given me my first artifact. It is unfortunately a two-handed mace. I'll still take it. Okay, I reached level 20. I got dexterity, which, fine, whatever. Would have preferred strength, of course, but we'll see what this is all about. Now that we have a moment, let me ID this dazzling great mace. It's actually quite good. It's got electric damage, resist fire, magic resistance, strength +3, and intelligence +3, and it's a +2 great mace. It's pretty tempting, but I'm never going to take off this large shield. I'm sorry. If only this was an evening star. Oh well. To be honest, intelligence +3 is not that vital for me, and it's only +2. Uh-oh, the brain. The brain! Yeah, okay. So, this is one of the guys that you need to worry about. Yeah, exactly. Fading is right. It's just not enough. At the end of the day, I can get Scrolls of Enchant Weapon on a non-artifact item to make it better than that. Yeah, if it was +9 or something, then we'd be talking. But I'm already using a +9 item. He feeds on your intellect, alright? And so, let's look what this does. Dude, I keep mentioning this. Can you still die of stats reaching 0, or do they take that out? So much of my... Yeah, probably, I think so too. Even if it's a temporary drain of that guy, does it not matter? I think it doesn't matter. Because I know those guys who... The flaying ghosts or whatever who temporarily drain your hit points. I think if you get hit by a source... That is the good play. Ooh, sack of spiders. Get it. Another evocation item. Yeah, no, I already have one resist cold, and I'm strong enough to just blast that dragon, so... Alright, so that is the first floor of the vaults, people. Fantastic, fantastic. So, the lightning rod is almost fully charged up. It's 3 out of 4. The lamp of fire is still inert, unfortunately. I'm going to go ahead and drop this. I'll never use it. We're getting to a point where I need to start dropping stuff that I'm not going to use. Wand of Polymorph, probably not going to use that. I'll drop this ambrosia for the moment. I have a scroll of enchant weapon. I'm still saving that. Sorry. Doing a little inventory management. It's not dire right now, but soon I'm going to have to maybe make a little stash for myself. Oh, another cold guy. So, Frost Dragon. I'll just bring him around the corner here. This should be good. Alright. Oh, God. Let's get out of here and eat. And then, hey, look, guys, I don't want you to keep throwing these rocks at me. It's embarrassing. I'll throw darts at you. I'll poison you, dude. What do you think about that? You didn't like it. You did not like it. All right. So, we're doing reasonably well here in the vaults 2. We have a stone giant who is throwing stuff at me too. But luckily... Did you see that? Look at the bottom. So I have my reflecting necklace. The stone giant was like, I'm going to throw a boulder at you. I blocked it, and I sent it back at him, and I wrecked him. Look at his hit points. I'm going to step in. Look, yeah, look, he's almost dead from his own stones. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to see if I can... Yep. Did you see that? Killed him with his own stones, everybody. The boulders went back. That's hilarious. You get experience for that, right? They don't take your experience when you do something that awesome. Uh-oh, run. Run. What is this? It's a very large slime creature. Run, run, run. Run, run, run. These guys will eventually split up after a while. I'm just going to back up. And I will fight him here. And run away if I have to. I'm going to turn on my regeneration by using Trog's hand. I'm going to bap. Ooh, they split up. As soon as these slimes split up, they can't... I don't want to say they can't maintain it forever, because maybe they can, but usually they can't. You want... oh, is that what it does? If you break line of sight, they'll stop being Voltron or whatever. Okay, that's cool. So, when they break up, you want to hit the smallest one. Like, I'm hitting this guy right now, right? Because he's the easiest, and then now they can only become a level 2 Voltron slime. Yes! I am deflecting boulders like it's my birthday. I'm going to do it again. Look at this! This is a clinic. Man, my chance to reflect stuff is insane. By the way, again with the large shield, just take a gander at my shield skill, at the old 29 ball here. It's almost as good as my armor class. I believe the way that this is interpreted is this is a 29% chance to block any incoming damage. 100%. If it's blockable. Come on, buddy. I'm going to stand here. Look at this. You see this guy's hit points? He wised up. He wised up fast. He was like, crap, I gotta just fight this guy. He's bouncing my boulders back. Ooh, okay. That's a bad scene. I'm getting corroded here. So annoying. Corroded. Alright. Let me go berserk and then just kill these corroding guys. I'm so corroded. Alright, I got a drink. I might die here. This is getting bad. Alright, I'm going to drink again. And then I'm going to Trog's hand. And then... yeah. I don't have a blink. Ah! I used the wrong scroll! It's over. It's over. My human is dead. That was my own greed. I should have just been patient. This is a great lesson for everybody, alright? This is what happens in Dungeon Crawl. You die. And you die a lot. I overestimated my ability, and I didn't put my ring of... yeah, resist corrosion. What I should have done when I saw these guys is immediately backed up, gone to the stairwell, tried to take them with me, and thrown on my ring so that I could have limited what they were doing. These dudes corrode you so heavily that you could see my armor class went down to 14 and my weapon went down to a -11 flail. So I was never going to hurt these guys, and I was only going to get hurt. So that is just a... this is what the game will do to you. It will lure you into a false sense of security. You're kind of like, you know, humming along, just kicking the crap out of the game, and then, boom, the game just kicks your ass out of nowhere. Which is why, just like Mad Eye Moody says, you have to have constant vigilance. Constant vigilance. I didn't have it. I dropped the ball. I had the stuff in my bag to save me. I let the situation get way too far out of control, and I couldn't course correct in time. So, here are some things. Number one, when I saw the two entropy weavers, I should have immediately put on my resist corrode ring. Then, number three, I should have backed up to the stairwell instead of trying to fight them in an open chamber. I should have put on Trog's hand. I should have summoned an ally. I should have teleported, perhaps. Although that could have gotten me screwed more. And I should have used my Scroll of Fear instead of my Scroll of Fog. I could have used my Scroll of Summon here to get out. Could have also used my Potion of Haste to just run away faster, all right, if I needed to. So I died, but it was entirely my fault. Like, this looks like, yet another sad... Well, it's not really yet another sad death. This is just me being an idiot. And this can happen to you, all right? At any point, if you stop respecting the game will just kill you, all right? I stopped respecting it. I thought I could just auto-attack these guys. That's actually another thing I need to do. I need to go into my crawl config file and change my auto-attack, my auto-fight stop to 70% life instead of 50% life. Because that would have stopped me. Yeah, you're right. Oh, because the poison did get red. So I guess there is multiple levels of poison still. So yeah, I should have used a potion of healing. I'm sorry, a potion of cure wounds to get the poison off. So there was all kinds of crap that I could have remedied, and I didn't. And so what you need to do is when you die, just use it as a learning point, all right? So I was pretty strong, all right, but not smart enough, all right? I actually should have been able to do much better than this, given some of the gear that I got, but c'est la vie, right? So everyone, what I would really appreciate is if you find this walkthrough, this kind of like newbie guide to be helpful, to follow me on Twitch, check me out on YouTube. I'm going to post the video so you can see the entire arc of this guy from beginning to, experience level 20 with 1 rune to dead. And I'm going to boot up a new character. And what I'm going to do with my next run is still kind of make it like a newbie guide to walk through people to get them interested in the game. But I'm going to use a different race and a different god so that you can get an idea of different builds that you can use to get into the game. I think I'm also going to prioritize using races that are on the easiest end of the spectrum for you to get into the game with, like half-orc, minotaur, troll, things like that you can just do really well with because they're good and not punish yourself. I mean, I was a human. Humans are terrible. Never be a human. Never. There's no reason, unless you want to randomly select a character or unless you want to intentionally handicap yourself because you just get awesome at the game. But for the most part, humans are just a waste. They don't have anything special about them. Yes, they are totally average and they get experience fast, but that's nothing. That's not anything worthwhile. All of the other races, not all of them, but most of the other races have something bad about them, but then also something good about them. And that good side mostly overweighs the bad side for the easier characters. Well, it always does for the easier characters, to be honest. So we'll do that next. I think what I'll do is... yeah, exactly. And Fading's bringing up a great point, which is that, like, humans, one of their strengths is their balance, but I was never casting spells because I'm Trog. So all of the balance that a human gives me in the sense of like I can learn all of the skills equally, except for spellcasting, I think, means that I'm wasting that aptitude. If I select like an orc warrior or whatever, half orc, I'm sorry, he's like, I'm sweet at everything melee, and you're gonna get a bonus to your skills. Okay, so, you know, that's definitely something to consider. So anyway, what I think I will do is go Okuwaru, because that's another one of my kind of favorite melee gods to go. And just give you a sense of like how Okuwaru differs from Trog, why you might want to use Okuwaru instead of Trog, and what it's like to go fighter instead of berserker at the beginning of the game. The sweet thing about going fighter is that they start with a shield and scale armor. So they have some heavier armor and they have a shield. They also get some potions of healing. Trog doesn't give you any armor. He gives you like animal skin, which sucks, and no shield, which also sucks, but he gives you berserk, which is just a bonkers, broken-ass ability. Not broken, but it's really strong. I mean, it's really strong. So, anyway, thank you everyone so much for coming out and testing out the stream. Hopefully you like the new zoomed-in appearance of the game. There's like several different windows that I can toggle on and off to just make things more legible and clearer for the streaming experience. But otherwise, everyone, have an excellent evening. I'm going to go cry myself to sleep after losing this run to my own stupidity. It's tough, but I'll take it on the chin, and I'll wake up tomorrow revitalized. Yes. Good night, sir. Yeah, it was a rough end, but that's going to happen, man. That's going to happen. I had no resist negative energy, so I was going to get wrecked by anything. Oh, man, yeah. Yeah, it is Crawl. Oh, DVA, what's up, man? No problem. Good night, man. Peace, all. Good night, everybody. Be on tomorrow night with some more Crawl.